Oh, fuck. Ladies and gentlemen. Ooh, the princess is here. Sierra, this beat is automatic, supersonic, hypnotic, funky, fresh. Bro, I'm telling you, 2000s music was... Yeah. Anyways, okay. I got a video today for y'all. Welcome. If it's your first time, I hope this is a great introduction. If this isn't your first time, that's dope. Welcome back, and I hope you enjoy this video as well. So let's get into it. What is the topic of today, right? The topic of today is, why am I so quiet? Now, for y'all that are watching, maybe y'all can't tell that I'm just a naturally quiet person, but people who have known me my entire life, or just met me out in public somewhere, or just, you know, tried to have a conversation with me or whatever, they'll realize that like this dude don't like to talk too much. He keep it short, you feel me? I keep it short. I'm a man of few words, as they say, or soft spoken, or whatever you want to call it. That's always been who I've been known as since birth. Well, you know, when I was a baby, I was kind of loud. I had to cry a lot, because, you know, closed mouths don't get fed, and you gotta cry to get food when you a baby. Cause you know, you a baby. Anyways, other than that, like, once I started getting into the young childhood years of like pre-K and elementary school, I've always been that introverted kid, that introverted, laid-back kid that's real soft-spoken and don't like to be around a bunch of people and don't like loud noises. Like, I never went to birthday parties, really. I didn't like birthday parties because, you know, when you're a little kid, you go to a birthday party, and at birthday parties, it means there's other little kids there, right? And other little kids be too damn loud, bro. And you know, they got the bouncy house and shit, and it's always that one little badass kid who like to drop kick everybody in the bouncy house and scream and bite people. Yeah, I wasn't feeling that, so I would just stand outside the bouncy house. I was always that awkward ass kid that was just like literally standoffish, like just look at the other kids doing whatever they do, just analyzing them. I've always been real analytical. I would just be standing, even if it looked weird, I would just be standing at the other little kids and be like, that's interesting, you know? And I wouldn't be talking really. And the other parents be looking at me weird. Like, even when I played basketball as a little kid, right? You know, when there's a loose ball and both teams dive to get the ball and they're fighting over the ball, yeah, I would just stand over them with my hands in my pockets like, damn, them niggas fighting over that ball. That's crazy. Like, really, that defines everything that I've basically been. I never liked people touching me. I didn't like a bunch of intense, just all this stuff going on around me, man. Like, I've been a real introvert type of person for life, right? But I've been real analytical too. I've been real observant. And, you know, in the teenage years, that's when it became from me just being like soft-spoken and quiet by choice to me scared of, like, I ended up having like social anxiety to the point where it's like kind of handicapping. Middle school was larger than my elementary school, and I don't really like I said, I don't like big crowds of people. It was just like I couldn't even look people in the face when I talked to them. When like the last year in elementary school, I had no problem. It was just a weird thing. I really to this day don't know why it happened or how it happened or anything. When I got to high school, I started stuttering. I never had a stuttering problem in my entire life. So this shit was weird to me. I was like, yo, like, why am I stuttering? And I was stuttering like I was having difficulty talking to people who were my friends. People who I called my friends, who I saw damn near on a daily basis. Just couldn't talk to them anymore for some reason. I started kind of losing these friends that I couldn't talk to. And a lot of them weren't the best influences either, so that's why I say it's a blessing in disguise. It was like a cleansing in a way. I'll show y'all a picture of how I looked like in middle school. I wasn't the most, I wouldn't say that I was ugly. I was just like an average kid, and you know, like as high school went on, I guess I had a glow up or whatever, that's what people call it. And then even though my face started to look a little better, like I started getting more choosing signals and, you know, people call me attractive, my confidence kind of went up, but I still had social anxiety. Like those things didn't just go away, just disappear all of a sudden. Like I was still who I was before. Even though I did have social anxiety, I was still that observant, analytical kid. I've always been that observant, analytical person. Even though I might have been anxious in school, I'll pay attention to things around me. Like I pay attention to my surroundings. I like to study psychology and just humans in general, basically, like the human nature and human psychology, human body language, human interactions, just whatever that has to do with humans. Like I'm super fascinated with it for some reason. Like I didn't choose this life, it chose me, but it is what it is. I wouldn't say I have crippling social anxiety anymore. It's still there, I guess. That's what they say is called social anxiety. But it's not handicapping. Like, it's not gonna stop me from having success in life. If you have it too, it shouldn't stop you either. I'm just gonna say it how it is. It's not gonna stop you. As long as you don't let it stop you, it's not gonna stop you. You know, you're stronger than anything this world can throw at you. But you know, I am and I'm always gonna be that laid back, kind of quiet person. I'm really selective with the energy that I put out, with words and people who I hang around, everything. Anything that calls for energy, I'm just gonna be real selective about it. I'm not gonna just have a conversation with anybody and everybody. There's no need to, you know. I was talking to this girl, right? And not like that, but just like communicating. And this was like the first time we've ever communicated. And you know, she telling me about this story. All of a sudden just felt like she had to express this story towards me. So she's telling me this story about her at this something, like she was getting her hair done, right? And then she was talking about how, oh, like these people, I don't like them, man. They had me waiting hours and hours. I was up in the morning waiting for hours. Anyways, the story isn't the whole point, right? Once I got the gist of where this story was going to, I stopped paying attention to the story and I was paying attention to her as an individual. I was trying to read her mind. I was trying to read, where is this energy coming from? Like, why is she angry? And why does she feel like she needs to get kind of revenge on these people? And why is this like a burning thing inside of her? Why does this bother her so much? Why does she go to this place in the first place? All these things that I'm just analyzing, and I'm really quiet. Like I'm just listening. You know, she's like, damn, why you not saying nothing? You kind of boring. I'm like, cool. If you're like me, if you're a quiet person, you're gonna get that you're boring a lot of times, bro. But that's just because people just don't understand you yet. But that shit doesn't matter. You know, she said that because she didn't realize what I was doing. But at that point, I decided like, hey, we probably wouldn't be people who could vibe, really. In that little short span of time, just with her telling me this story, I got so much information just from the way that she was delivering the story and the passion behind how much this bothered her and where she went to. Every little small intricate detail about how she was delivering these words to me, I got everything I needed to know. And that's the great thing about being quiet. Like when you're quiet, you can just read people's energy. You can read what type of energy these people carry and if y'all gonna vibrate on the same frequencies, right? If you ever notice somebody who's super talkative, they're real loud and they talk a lot and they seem like they just like to hear their own voice. I'm not saying that this girl was like that, but you know, just people that are like this, that just like to talk to hear the sound of their own voice, they usually don't have much awareness. They don't have self-awareness and they don't have awareness of other people around them. They can't really notice when people just ain't feeling their story. They might offend somebody and not even notice because they just want to get their words out, to get their talking out, just cause, right? They're like that because they never take the time to be quiet and really see how people are receiving this information. You know, that happens to me too. Like I'm not always quiet. I'm not always known as a quiet person. To some people, I might come off as a talkative person. When I'm really talkative, I start to realize that I don't have much self-awareness of myself in the moment, nor do I have awareness of my environments and the people in the environment. If I'm in a new environment, I don't want to be talking too much, because that means that I can't really pay attention to what's going on around me. I'm too focused on talking. Sometimes it's gonna be necessary for you to talk, and sometimes, you know, like if somebody tries to disrespect you or whatever, you're gonna need to speak up, you know, because that's the thing about being quiet as well. Like when I was super anxious and you could see it like on my face, people would try me a lot, and you know, that would lead to just bullying sometimes or whatever. And also with the way that I look, like I wore glasses in middle school, and I would wear some button-up shirts sometimes. I basically dressed like my dad, and my dad is in his 40s, so you know how that would look on like a kid. So they're like, okay, I'm a pick on this dude, right? So yeah, you're gonna have to stand up for yourself sometimes, and that's something that I had to learn like recently. I didn't learn this in high school. I learned this after I graduated from high school. I graduated in 2019, so I had to learn that, you know, sometimes when you real quiet, people tend to try to disrespect you, so you gotta let them know, like, I'm not going for that. I know that I'm quiet, but, you know, I'm not soft. I'm not hard either, but, you know, I'm just a respectable human being, and you not gonna be an exception to be able to disrespect me. That's all I'm saying. So, overall, me being quiet, it has been like a blessing in disguise. Like I said, it shaved off, you know, some of the bad friends that I had, or bad influences or whatever. You know, I'm able to analyze people, and I'm able to learn more because, like I said, I'm just an observant person, and still to this day, I'll still show some signs of that little kid who's kind of standoffish, who would just play by himself or just look at the other kids doing whatever. Not that I'm just staring at people and being like, okay, yeah, like I'm not no weirdo. Let's get that straight. I'm just going about my business as well. Like I'm not just looking for people. I'm going about my business, and then, you know, if something catches my eye or whatever, or just something about the energy in the environment, I'll be able to notice it, and then I'll determine how I feel about it really, and then I'll learn from that. I listen more than I talk, so you know, that's very valuable, and people tend to feel more comfortable to talk to me and tell me about certain things, and because I listen so well, people just feel like I'm a person they can, I guess, trust with information, and then they just open up about certain life experiences. I'm always the person that they talk to, and I think that's dope. It opens up a gate for me to help people. Like I said, I'm real analytical, so I always have something to offer to people. People have told me that I'm pretty relatable, or like it seems like I just know what they're thinking all the time, because I listen a lot. I listen to people and I learn, and I believe that, you know, I can learn something from every person, because every human being on this earth is different, and every human being has a different story, which means that, you know, somebody has a reason as to why they are the way that they are. Like Trump has a reason why, Hitler does, and Obama, Muhammad Ali, everybody. And I'm willing to listen to everybody's story because I want to learn why people are the way they are. That's why I'm quiet, and you know, I think it's a lot of people who are able to relate to me in some way on this. Yeah, man, I don't think I'm gonna change. If you're a quiet person by nature, don't feel like you need to change for anybody. All right, you shouldn't be too scared to talk. You shouldn't let your anxiety overtake you. You shouldn't let it. Just be who you are. Social anxiety isn't who you are, and none of these labels, none of these qualities are who you are. Don't let it define who you are. That's why they say, like people with other disabilities, like don't call them an autistic kid. Call them a kid who has autism. Like they're still a kid, they just happen to have autism. Like I'm just a human being who happens to have anxiety, but that's not who I am, you know? That's what I got to offer to y'all today. I hope that y'all can learn something from this. I hope that y'all can relate. Some of y'all maybe. I really hope that y'all enjoyed this video, and you know, you can take something from it, you learn from it, and you can leave this video with more than you came with. I feel like it's my duty to help people. I feel like that's everybody's purpose, to help others in some way, right? And I'm just trying to find my way and, you know, do my humanitarian service or whatever. So yeah, if y'all liked the video, like it. If you didn't like it, dislike it, but don't dislike it, okay? If you think that you want more content from me, subscribe. You know, comment if you want to say something about this video, if you thought something was interesting, or if you want to, like, you know, tell your story or how you can relate in some way. You know, that's dope, man. I don't want anybody to feel like they can't relate to anybody, because I feel like that sometimes. I feel like, you know, I can't relate to so many people around me, but you know, it's always somebody out in the world that can relate to you. Yeah, it's too many damn people on this earth for us not to be able to relate to each other. So yeah, I'm out, man. Peace.